Feeling anxious about your finances? Remember, God is your provider. He sees your needs before you even ask. Stay with me as we explore how to trust His provision every single day. Your breakthrough could be one prayer away. Remember to like and subscribe for more God's Blueprint to Wealth videos. If you have any suggestions for biblical financial principles topics, please leave a comment. It was a Tuesday, or maybe a Thursday. The days had begun to blend together, each one marked by the same quiet uncertainty and the slow crawl of time. The days had started to blur together, as if the world outside her window was moving on while she stood still, caught in a loop of worry and waiting. Sarah stood in her small kitchen, staring at the empty rice jar on the counter. The morning sun cast gentle patterns on the countertop, but the jar's emptiness seemed to swallow all the light. Her husband's job had ended a month ago and the savings were almost gone. Every bill on the table felt heavier than the last, and each job application sent out was a silent hope for a reply that never seemed to come. Fear pricked at her heart as her children's laughter echoed from the other room, a reminder of her responsibility. Their joy was innocent, untouched by the worries that kept her awake at night. How could she feed them tonight? The fridge was nearly empty, and the pantry shelves offered little comfort. She felt the weight of every meal she couldn't provide. She closed her eyes, a tear slipping down her cheek. The silence in the kitchen was broken only by the sound of her own quiet sob. In that moment, she whispered a simple prayer. "God, I don't know what to do. Please help us, provide for us today." Her words were barely audible, but they carried all her hope. Suddenly, the doorbell rang, startling her from her thoughts. Sarah wiped her eyes and opened the door to find Mrs. Gable, her neighbor, standing there with 2 large grocery bags. The sight was so unexpected, it took Sarah a moment to find her voice. "Sarah, dear, I ended up with too much from a sale. I thought you could use this." Mrs. Gable's voice was warm, her smile gentle, and her kindness felt like a lifeline. Inside the bags, rice, pasta, vegetables, even a small chicken. Enough to make a meal, enough to fill the empty jar and the empty hearts in her home. Sarah was speechless. Tears of gratitude replaced her fear, and she felt a wave of relief wash over her. The kindness of her neighbor was an answer she hadn't expected. It wasn't a miracle of riches, just enough for today. But sometimes, enough for today is the greatest miracle of all. God had answered her whispered prayer through the kindness of a neighbor. In that simple act, Sarah felt seen and cared for. He saw her empty jar and provided, reminding her she was not alone. The jar, once a symbol of worry, now held hope. That day, Sarah learned that God's care is often quiet, practical, and right on time. It comes in ways we least expect, through people we might overlook. Sometimes, provision is simply bread for the day, a meal shared, a table set, a moment of peace in the storm. Sometimes it's a neighbor's kindness, a reminder that we are part of a community, and that compassion can bridge the gap between need and abundance. And sometimes, it's the strength to whisper a prayer when you have nothing left, trusting that even the smallest plea is heard. God's faithfulness shows up in the ordinary, in the laughter of children, the sharing of a meal, the gentle touch of a friend. He listens, He sees, and He provides, moment by moment, need by need, never too early and never too late. Sarah's empty jar became a story of hope, a reminder that even in our emptiness, there is room for miracles. Her whispered prayer became a testimony, a story she would share to encourage others who felt alone or afraid, and her heart, once heavy, was filled with gratitude. In the quiet of her kitchen, Sarah discovered that hope can be found in the simplest gifts, and that every empty jar is an invitation for grace. There's a powerful reminder in Deuteronomy, a message that echoes through the ages and speaks directly to our hearts today. Remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth. These words are more than just ancient advice, they are a foundation for how we view our lives and our blessings. Moses spoke these words to people about to enter a land of abundance, warning them not to forget the true source of their success. He knew that prosperity could make people forgetful, that comfort could breed complacency. This truth isn't just ancient history, it's for us, today. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to think we're in control, that our achievements are solely the result of our own efforts. The ability to produce wealth isn't just about money. It's about every resource, every talent, every opportunity that comes our way. It's the strength in your hands, the ideas in your mind, the breath in your lungs, every skill you possess, every creative spark, every ounce of energy. It all comes from somewhere beyond yourself. We work hard, but who gave us the power to work? Who gave us the health, the drive, the opportunities that led us here? God is the source behind every source. Just as water flows from a hidden spring, so every blessing in our lives flows from Him, often in ways we don't even see. Like a lamp that only shines when plugged in, our efforts only matter when connected to Him. Without that connection, our brightest moments can quickly fade. Every paycheck, every opportunity, every breakthrough is a gift from His hand. Even the doors that seem to open by chance are guided by His providence. When things go well, pride can creep in. We start to think we've earned it all, that we're the masters of our fate. We start to believe we're self-made. The world encourages this mindset, but it's a dangerous illusion. But Deuteronomy calls us to remember, God is the giver. Acknowledging this changes everything. It shifts our focus from ourselves to the one who truly provides. It replaces pride with humility, anxiety with trust. When we know the source, we can rest, knowing we're cared for. Our work becomes an act of worship, not a frantic scramble for success. Each task, no matter how small, becomes meaningful when done with gratitude. When we remember the source, we find peace. We stop striving for approval and start living in contentment. We see our achievements as gifts, not entitlements. Every accomplishment is a reminder of God's faithfulness. God's power flows through us, enabling us to do what we could never do alone. He multiplies our efforts and brings fruit from our labor. So, as you pursue your goals, remember who gives you the ability. Let every morning be a reminder of new mercies and fresh strength. Stay humble. Let gratitude be your daily companion. Stay grateful. Recognize the blessings, both big and small, that fill your life. Let your work reflect your trust in the one who provides. Serve others, knowing you are serving God through your actions. Every success is a reason to give thanks. Celebrate, but remember the giver behind every gift. Every challenge is a chance to rely on Him. In moments of struggle, lean into His strength. God is the source, never forget it. Every meal is a miracle, a quiet wonder that unfolds right before our eyes each day. Though we rarely pause to notice the extraordinary in the ordinary. We buy food at the store, filling our baskets with bread, fruit, and milk. But who made the sunshine and the rain fall, nourishing the earth so these foods could grow? Who designed the seed to grow, to split open and reach for the light, becoming the food that sustains us? The answer is always God, the Creator who orchestrates every detail of life. Jesus taught us to pray, "Give us this day our daily bread," a prayer of dependence, humility, and trust in God's ongoing care. Every bite is a gift from our provider, a reminder that we are cared for in ways both seen and unseen. He cares for our hunger, not just in dramatic ways, but in the daily miracle of food on our tables, in the warmth of a shared meal, and the comfort of familiar flavors. But His provision goes deeper than just physical needs. Jesus said, "Man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word from God." Our souls crave more than food. We hunger for meaning, connection, and hope. We hunger for peace, hope, and purpose. And God provides for these needs too, offering comfort in times of trouble and joy in moments of gratitude. His word nourishes our souls, offering wisdom, comfort, and strength for each new day, guiding us through life's challenges. So next time you eat, pause for a moment. See your meal as a gift, a daily reminder of God's love and provision. Thank God for the food before you, the farmers who work the land, the rain that waters the crops, and the sun that brings warmth and life. And thank Him for meeting the deeper needs of your heart, for the peace and hope He gives. Gratitude transforms an ordinary meal into a sacred moment, turning the simple act of eating into an act of worship. God feeds us, body and soul, filling us with what we need for today and for eternity. Every meal is a reminder of His faithful care, a sign that we are never forgotten. Don't miss the miracle on your plate. See it, savor it, and give thanks for the giver of all good things. Some mornings the world feels heavy before you even get out of bed. You're tired, overwhelmed, and weak. Where does the strength come from to keep going? We think strength is something we build, but true strength is a gift from God. Isaiah wrote, "He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak." This strength is for those who have nothing left. It's for the exhausted parent, the struggling student, the person facing illness. God's strength shows up when ours runs out. Think of the times you survived what you thought would break you. That was God holding you up. He may not remove the burden, but He gives you the strength to carry it. We don't have to pretend to be strong. We can come to God honestly. I am tired. I can't do this alone. That's not defeat, it's faith. When we admit our need, we invite God's power into our lives. His strength is an endless well. Trust Him. Lean on Him. Draw from His strength every day. You're never alone in your weakness. Life is a series of doors, some open, some closed. We try to force opportunities, but the most important ones are often the ones God provides. Think of Joseph, sold, imprisoned, forgotten, yet God opened a door no one else could. God arranges circumstances in ways we can't imagine. Sometimes a closed door is protection, an open one is a gift. Our job? Prepare, work, pray, and trust God to lead. Hold your plans loosely. Trust that your future is secure in the hands of a provider with a perfect plan. Let go of control and let God open the right doors. It's easy to trust God when life is full, but what about when the well runs dry? In scarcity, our faith is tested. The Israelites faced hunger and thirst in the wilderness, yet God provided manna and water. Hard times aren't signs of God's absence, they're invitations to trust Him more deeply. When our resources are gone, we discover He is enough. The desert is a place of intimacy, not just testing. If you're in a hard season, cry out to God, be honest about your fears, then choose to trust. Remember His past faithfulness. Look for the small signs of His care. He is with you, even when the well runs dry. Your provider will see you through. God is not a stingy provider. He is a God of abundance. My cup overflows, wrote David. God delights in blessing us beyond what we expect. Abundance isn't just material, it's joy, peace, love, and grace. Every good moment is a gift from a generous Father. In seasons of plenty, gratitude is vital. It keeps our hearts soft and our eyes on the giver. Blessings are not just for us, they're meant to flow through us. If you have abundance, share it. Be a channel of God's provision to others. Gratitude and generosity go hand in hand. When your cup overflows, let it spill into the lives of those around you. That's how we join God's work in the world. Overflowing grace becomes overflowing love. How do we trust God's provision? Start with thanksgiving. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have. Notice the small gifts in your day and whisper a thank you. Keep a gratitude journal. Write down 3 things you're thankful for each day. On hard days, it's a lifeline. On good days, it cements blessings in your memory. Over time, you'll see a record of God's faithfulness. Thanksgiving protects us from entitlement and comparison. Gratitude anchors us in the present in God's goodness. It's the key to contentment and peace. A thankful heart trusts the provider. In the end, it's simple. God is your Father, and He loves you. His provision is personal, constant, and tender. You are seen, known, and cherished. We trust Him not because of rules, but because of His character. He is good, faithful, and loving. The greatest proof of His provision is the cross. He gave His Son for you. If He gave you Jesus, will He not provide everything else you need? Rest in this truth. Let go of anxiety and striving. Your life is held in the hands of a loving, powerful God. He was faithful yesterday, is faithful today, and will be faithful tomorrow. Bring Him your needs, your fears, your empty jars. Lay it all at His feet and trust Him. He sees you, He loves you, He will provide. You are His child, and He will never let you go. Walk forward in quiet confidence. Your Father is watching over you every single day. The financial teachings shared on this channel are based on biblical principles and are intended for educational and spiritual guidance only. They do not constitute professional, financial, legal, or investment advice. Always seek counsel from a licensed financial advisor or qualified professional for your personal financial decisions. We encourage prayer, discernment, and wise stewardship in all matters related to money and faith.